An FMCG category shows an increase in units sold along with a rise in average realization per unit after a phase of cost volatility. For category managers, what is the most appropriate interpretation? Your options are: A. The entire improvement is confined to trade margins without support from shoppers. B. Unit offtake is weakening while pricing alone masks the decline. C. Both shopper participation and basket value are contributing, pointing to healthier demand foundations. D. Reported performance can only be explained by excess stocks being pushed into the system. And the correct answer is option C. Both shopper participation and basket value are contributing, pointing to healthier demand foundations. Rural markets keep expanding in volume while city-side demand begins to catch up and the difference between the two gradually reduces. Strategically, how should an FMCG firm read this pattern? Your options are: A. As a shift from one-sided dependence on the interior to a more balanced contribution from both regions. B. As confirmation that interior territories will soon become irrelevant for mass brands. C. As proof that large cities are permanently less attractive than smaller towns. D. As a sign that the company must freeze investments in non-metro territories. And the correct answer is option A. As a shift from one-sided dependence on the interior to a more balanced contribution from both regions. In big cities, digital platforms gain share, large format stores show renewed activity, and conventional outlets weaken. For a brand owner, which channel management idea becomes most critical? Your options are: A. Giving the same schemes and execution priorities to every format, regardless of role. B. Halting all initiatives in large format stores to avoid internal channel friction. C. Concentrating only on price cuts in conventional outlets to restore their earlier position. D. Designing differentiated channel mandates so each format serves a specific purpose in the overall system. And the correct answer is option D. Designing differentiated channel mandates so each format serves a specific purpose in the overall system. After a major tax transition, both interior and city markets see a short-term dip in FMCG movement, even though long-run demand drivers remain intact. From a strategy point of view, how should this period be understood? Your options are: A. As a signal that basic consumer goods have lost their role in household spending. B. As a temporary reset phase where supply chains, billing and stocking routines adjust to the new rules. C. As evidence that the firm should immediately exit all low-margin categories. D. As confirmation that only large outlets can survive under the new structure. And the correct answer is option B. As a temporary reset phase where supply chains, billing and stocking routines adjust to the new rules. In some large city clusters, digital platforms account for a bigger share of FMCG value than large format stores. For manufacturers, which strategic implication is most important? Your options are: A. Price gaps between formats no longer matter for shoppers in such cities. B. Physical visibility in shelves becomes irrelevant for all categories. C. Data and influence held by digital intermediaries will significantly shape negotiations and activation plans. D. All investments in in-store execution teams can be permanently withdrawn. And the correct answer is option C. Data and influence held by digital intermediaries will significantly shape negotiations and activation plans. Smaller towns increasingly contribute to demand recovery, while big cities show more digital buying and format shifts. What does this suggest about the role of smaller towns in the overall consumer landscape? Your options are: A. They always mirror interior villages and never adopt new habits earlier. B. They function only as clearance markets for surplus stocks from factories. C. They are completely dominated by large format stores with no other outlets. D. They act as intermediate zones that blend traditional patterns with gradual adoption of modern formats. And the correct answer is option D. They act as intermediate zones that blend traditional patterns with gradual adoption of modern formats. In large cities, digital platforms gain share in everyday categories, large format stores show new energy, and conventional outlets lose space. Which guiding idea should shape the channel blueprint? Your options are: A. Defining complementary roles for routes so the combined system builds value, not conflict. B. Copying every digital promotion exactly in all other routes without adaptation. C. Removing city presence in physical outlets to avoid overlapping coverage. D. Shifting all product responsibility from brand teams to external intermediaries. And the correct answer is option A. Defining complementary roles for routes so the combined system builds value, not conflict. During a transition in rules, basic staples hold steady, while non-staple items slow down. Which category principle is most clearly illustrated here? Your options are: A. All product lines display identical responses to external shifts in every period. B. High-priced premium items are always the most stable in any disruption. C. Items tied closely to daily routines stay firmer than those with more flexible purchase timing. D. Portfolio planning can ignore usage patterns and focus only on margin percentages. And the correct answer is option C. Items tied closely to daily routines stay firmer than those with more flexible purchase timing. In large city clusters, traditional outlets see weaker performance, while digital routes and big box formats gain ground. For the brand team, which planning issue becomes central? Your options are: A. Treating every route separately without any effort to align positioning or execution. B. Making sure packs, price cues and experience feel coherent across all shopper touchpoints. C. Eliminating innovations in presentation so that execution looks identical everywhere. D. Avoiding presence on new routes until traditional outlets fully recover. And the correct answer is option B. Making sure packs, price cues and experience feel coherent across all shopper touchpoints. A consumer goods company sees sustained strength in interior territories, while towns and cities are still stabilizing after policy changes. Which sales approach best reflects a robust response to this pattern? Your options are: A. Assigning identical roles and expectations to every geography irrespective of behavior. B. Using interior territories as a dependable base while designing focused pushes for cities. C. Concentrating all trade spends only on the largest metropolitan districts. D. Treating interior markets as temporary spillover regions until city demand returns. And the correct answer is option B. Using interior territories as a dependable base while designing focused pushes for cities.